Hello, we're back. Sorry, technical issues. So, as I was saying, today I want to run through with you how to make Mediterranean fermented vegetables. That's the name I've given them because I had an Italian friend taste this these fermented vegetables one day. She said it's something like an Italian mama would actually would make. So it's really, really yummy. The main flavours are capsicum and basil. So I'll be running through that shortly. And also I will be giving away one of my jars of Luscious Healing Oil to people. We'll give it away at the end. It's a 50ml jar. Don't know that you can see that. But that's a really lovely moisturiser, all-in-one moisturiser and healing oil. So, yes, and also I've got a little special deal for people watching later as well for a class that I've got coming up. So let's get started. So the first thing you need is a good quality jar. Now I like Fido jars, the Bermioli Fido jars. They're Italian-made glassware. They're really strong. They come with a lid that you can seal and it sort of releases gas as it goes. So they're the best jars. And in this recipe we have zucchini and some squash and capsicum. You can also add garlic to this if you wanted to, and then our flavour is going to be the basil. So, and as well we also need some brine. Now I recommend about a 3% brine, so this is a 1 litre jar. So we've got 30 grams of good quality salts, iodine free. You need an iodine free salt because iodine will actually inhibit the probiotic growth. So we add in, this is boiling water that I've just put into a cup. Add that into your salt to start with, just to dissolve it, because you don't want to add hot water to your fermented vegetables because it will actually kill all the bacteria that we're trying to grow. So this fermentation method is called a lacto-fermentation, and that's because we're trying to grow, well, the aim is to grow lactobacteria, lactobacillus, no, not lactobacillus, yes, my mind's gone blank. There's a few of them. But anyway, we dissolve this, and so we're trying to create an environment in which the bacteria will grow happily. So I'm going to add some cold water to this now as well, so it won't be hot. Actually, can you just get me a spoon to stir it, please? Thank you. Got my little helpers here today. So, sorry, my sons are looking at me. Hello, dear. So, this is, I don't generally go to too much effort when I'm trying to make my fermented vegetables look really pretty, but this is one I actually quite like to look nice. And you can make it look Christmassy by using red capsicum as well. I didn't get red capsicum today. Sometimes, red capsicum can be mouldy. So I try, unless there's not going to be any mould in it, I try not to ferment with it. But it does look very pretty. You can also put chilies in this as well. So I'm just going to layer some colours, the capsicum and the zucchini. And then we'll put some squash. Actually, no, we need to put some basil in there as well. So this doesn't turn out to be a very crisp ferment, but it doesn't seem to matter. It goes really, really nicely, and you can mix it in with salads. It goes really nicely with, if you're doing any sort of Italian dish. You can add it to the side, or you can use it as sort of in place of a salad dressing. Excuse me, Evie, can you stop cutting, please? Thank you. So now just layer basically just layer the vegetables so you get, when you're dishing it out, you're going to get a good array of different vegetables. And basil. There goes some squash. So if you've got any questions while you're watching, just type them in the comments and I'll answer them at the end. Got my little assistant there that's going to relay them to me. So some more capsicum. some more basil. So as I said, you can also put garlic in this as well, which is really nice. But I'm not going to do that today. Or spring onion you could also layer in as well. Okay, so squash, we'll do some more zucchini. You can also do this in a bigger jar if you've got it. Now this I am going to be, I'm doing in time for a workshop that I'm running at Great Ocean Road's Whole Food, which is a health food store that's just opened up in Anglesey. I'm doing a workshop there on Wednesday the 17th at 6:30 p.m. So I'm making this in time for that. It'll just be ready, so it's a week and a half away. Ideally I like to leave my ferments a little bit longer than a week and a half, but this will just be ready, so it'll be a good chance to taste what it's like after a week and a half of fermenting. So if you come along to that, you'll get to taste this. So, and if you're interested in getting tickets for that, my daughter's going to drop a link into the chat just now, and you can get tickets. And if you buy your tickets before 1 p.m. midnight tonight, Australian Eastern Standard Time, you'll get one of these jars for free. Well, I'm going to give one away anyway. And you can, if you buy a ticket, you'll end up with two. So that's fine. So we're just finishing off with a bit of capsicum. Now I didn't have with me today, I forgot to bring, buy at the shops, cabbage leaves. Now I like to hold the ferments under the brine with a cabbage leaves that's actually been brined itself. So this is what I'll do this later. So I'd get an outside cabbage leaf, make sure it's clean, dip it in my salt water so it's brined, and that keeps that clean. And then I'd put that over the top. But I don't have one of those with me right now. I should say what the workshop's about. It's a sauerkraut workshop. So I'll be teaching people how to make their own sauerkraut. So you actually go home with a jar of sauerkraut that you've made yourself. I've found that just showing people how to do it, very few people end up actually going home and making it themselves. And I run these classes because I want people to know how to actually make their own fermented foods, because it's such a valuable way to improve your health, but it's a very economical way, and it's very easy, and it puts you back in touch with your health and your gut health. And it's I think it's one of the best ways to get in touch with your body and what's going on, because it really does feel, when you're eating fermented foods, you are more in tune with your intuition, with your gut and your sense of health. So I like people to actually do it. So that's why my workshops now, you actually make the items there. So you'll be making the sauerkraut, I'll be by your side, and you'll go home with a jar of it yourself. So now we've packed the jar full. It would look nice if there was some red in there, but it looks nice enough like that. We'll pour in the brine. Did you get me a spoon? Sorry. Make sure you mix the salt properly into the brine. So I made it up to a litre. So there was 30 grams of salt plus a litre of water. Now it's not going to be a full litre in there, but the concentration of brine is correct. So if that made sense. If not, just if you need any clarification, type it in and I'll answer it in a minute. So we fill it just to the lip, and as I said, if I had my cabbage leaf with me, I would put that in. I'm going to just use one of the bits of squash to hold it down for now. You want to squish it down. You can also use the capsicum or carrot as well. Sometimes works to hold things under the brine. Now we want to hold it under the brine, because if it's out of the brine, you'll get the food will actually ferment. It'll start going off, and we don't want that. So now we get our lid. We've got the metal part around the top. We put our rubber seal on. So I will show you. That's alright. I don't know if anyone can hear the little girl dancing in the background. I don't think I'll ever do a Facebook Live without some feature from my children. We put the ring around the bottom, oops, upside down. The pointy end always points, you can see that pointy end points down, the little arrow points down when you're putting your metal bit around the jar. We clip this in. Oops, no, we forgot our little paper clip, I call it. The little paper clip goes in and holds the... can we see that? I don't know that you can see that. But you can see it because you're standing there. We put it straight in. We seal it up. And put that on your kitchen bench. Like it should be ready in about a week. You can start just to eat it. It will start going cloudy, so it will stop being clear. Ideally, if you leave your ferments for at least 3 months, you get the highest concentration of probiotics after 3 months, and then they start to decline. If you are pregnant and needing to avoid listeria, you really want to leave them 3 months. Listeria should be killed out by other bacteria after 3 months, because they should drown it out. Before that, for a week or two, research has shown that it is still present, but after 3 months, in the study that was done, after 3 months it wasn't present. So there's our jar. We put it on our bench, and anybody coming to the workshop will get to taste that. So now we're going to, okay, so we've got a question here from, no, what's the question? Excuse me for a second. Oh yeah, what? I know, I'm about to. Sorry, my little helpers are helping me. So if you want to win the jar of my Luscious Healing Oil, put a comment down below, say yes, and my lovely daughter will write your name down and we will take it out of the hat. Well, a bowl. Is anybody writing down, Dolly? Any questions? So if you've got any questions, let us know. Okay, so it will just be, of the two people, who have we got? We've got Hannah and, who's on? Hannah and Heather. Okay, so we've got between Hannah and Heather. Hannah's still watching. So Hannah, you win, yay! Congratulations, Hannah. I will get this to you. I could probably drop it off, actually. So, yes, if you want to buy tickets to my workshop, that's on in... oh, I say, hold on, there's two people again now. It's all right, I've already... Is it Hannah and Heather? Yeah. Okay, so, yes, click the link below to get your tickets. And if two people buy at the same time, so if you want to bring a friend along, put the code SAVE10, all uppercase. Eva, can you type that in? SAVE, with the number 10 afterwards. And if you're buying 2 tickets to that workshop at the same time, you both get $10 off your ticket. So, and that's been used a few times, so there's only a few more spots available. Oh, the tickets are limited to 10 at that workshop. So, yes, thank you for watching, everyone. If you've got any more comments, leave them later on, and I'll answer them. And Hannah, I will get your oil to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.